But I see a couple different models within the world of martial arts, right? And I was very turned off by one of them, and then which made me very aware when I've seen sort of the other one. And one model is, I got to be honest, it seems like it's just a racket. You know, like the kids come in, you know, they take parents' money, they're on the monthly subscription. They take them through these classes, they teach them these moves, they do these forms or katas, and then they promote them to the next belt, and there's a little ceremony, and they get a participation award, and then they get moved on, and well, yeah, kid needs a new gi, and kid needs a new belt, and, you know, if you want to have the practice t-shirt or the practice gi that, you know, the other kids have, then you got to buy this. There's just there's a business to it, but to me, it's lost like some purity within the martial arts itself. Like, what are you really teaching these kids? And then there's another model, right, where the kids are learning some very functional and practical skills, and they're being tested within those skills through fighting. Let's call it what it is. It's not just sparring with the same 5 kids in the class for the entire time they're going to that school as they graduate from belt to belt to belt or whatever it is that they're promoting them on. These kids are showing up to tournaments, and they're legit fighting in tournaments, and it's safe and it's controlled, but things happen. I mean, you just mentioned you got a concussion or whatever, but that's what karate is, right? And I guess my point of this, the bigger point of this is that I want to bring up is what I see is young women and girls that are going at this 110%. I mean, this shit's impressive. Yeah. It's impressive. So I wondered if you could maybe talk about the models and your experience in martial arts, because it sounds like you had the second model your whole life, but what you see kind of happening within the business of martial arts and how to maybe compare and contrast, particularly if I'm a parent, maybe looking to get my kid into this.
Yeah. So, you know, I've had so many great mentors, and the functional part, there's always that traditional aspect that you know, traditional karate has, and however, it's not necessarily smart business wise. I try to balance it in between. One, I have to be providing the best service. You're paying for the best service, and I'm going to teach you karate. I'm going to teach your kids life skills. I'm going to teach your kids, you know, all these values that are missing in society today. Also, the business part of it, you're going to pay for it, of course. And like, nothing's free anymore. Like, water's not even free. You know what I mean? And, but essentially, I'm going to give you the best instruction that you'll find in San Jose. Guaranteed. Like, and so it's up to the parent. You know, it's like, you have to see it. Like, it's such magic inside my dojo. Oh, yeah, it's magic inside the dojo. So from a parent standpoint, it's like, what do you value for your kids? Do you just want to pay their way to a black belt, or do you want them to earn it? And I'm going to tell you, if you're not used to working hard for things, you're not going to be a good fit inside my dojo.
I love that. Yeah. Like, you know when to say you're not a right fit.
There's I mean, and I understand. I know I'm not going to fit every parent's standards of an instructor. Maybe someone wants Johnny to clap for him every step of the way. But if Johnny messes up on a step and is talking back to you at home, I'm going to take his belt. And he's going to do 50 push-ups every day in class until his mom tells me that he's a respectful kid again.
Actions and consequences.
Yeah. So it's nice because I built a system to where I support parents. So it's not fear, it's respect. We have to teach these kids how to respect their parents, because they brought them here.
They're providing for them. The experience. Yeah.
The parents are providing you to have this opportunity, because it's not me. I'm not saying I'm gonna build champions. Like, I'm not gonna expect you to be a champion like I was, but I'm gonna mold you to treat everything that you do with a champion mindset. So I mean, if you wanna follow or join us, that's the expectations. But one, commitment isn't taught nowadays. Loyalty to or commitment to a goal isn't taught nowadays. Now everything's a drive-through. Like, you want to drive through this? And sorry, this isn't going to work for you.
What's happened? Like, how do we get here?
No idea. But
I mean, how frequently do you run into that in your business? I mean, I know it's sort of fairly fresh and new, but you strike me as somebody that's going to set the expectation right up front. There's not going to be any questions. But I just wonder, how often are you running into these conversations where you're having to go, hey, this was the expectation coming in, and maybe this isn't the right fit for you.
Right. A few times, like one thing are belt tests. There's a reason why there's belt tests every few months versus every month. I'm giving your kid a new belt.
Right.
Like, no, it's not working over here, and you cannot pay me enough for you to skip these belts and skip these essentially time. There's time in between these belts that are very crucial to your child's development, and you're just trying to pay your way through. No.
Yeah, I think that's we're said this before too. Like, we're sort of witnessing the effects of that helicopter parenting and trying to take kids, trying to do it for the kids, and we're paying the price for that right now as a society. The lack of commitment, the lack of understanding what hard work is, a lot of entitlement, and parents have to take a level of responsibility and why it's like that. So you did a pretty good job of articulating, I think, like, hey, listen, if what you want is like the turnstile swim school type karate, there's plenty of those places out there. There are. But when you come here, we do it this way, and you're either on board with that or you're not. Talk to me about the tournament piece, because again, I see so much of this, and I have to be honest, like, I don't see a lot of dojos doing that. I see them kind of staying in house, or you have like, it's almost like a franchise. You have these dojo owners that own like 5 of them, right? And they all just run the same kind of school. It's the same system. It's the same thing. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a business, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but that's not how you guys operate. Like, you're constantly out there testing. Like I said, talk to me about that how you integrate that into the business.
Yeah. So, of course, you could follow curriculum, and you just want to focus on going from a white belt to a black belt. Perfectly fine. But of course, I also have the expertise of taking you from, just regular Joe Schmo to possibly a national champion or further than that, of course. So you have the option, once you get to a certain belt, to be a part of our competition team. And I didn't open that competition team until this year, January 8th. So it's now that I finally opened that part of the program that we have the additional practices, just focus on the sport part of it.
Okay.
And I've already set our season aside. Like, this is where we're going to be on this date, this date, this date. And in between, it's just about training. It's all about the grind. It's all about all of that. So, I mean, this past tournament in Yuba City, like, just within 3 weeks of focused training, we took 15 kids and came home with 20 medals.
That's outstanding.
More than half of them was gold medals and silver medals. So imagine 15 of those medals were kids in the finals. So, in 5 bronze, and that's not bad at all. That means you might have lost to either your friend who happened to go
who got silver or gold,
or your friend, or you lost to the best competitor in that division.
So you're already making a name for yourself.
I mean, it's I don't expect anything less, but I'm not holding anyone I'm not comparing any kid to me.
Right.
Absolutely not. I'm not comparing anyone to me. I'm just creating a standard.
I love that. So if you're a parent out there, and again, you've kind of already articulated, look, if you want to buy your kid's black belt, there are plenty of places to do that. But, maybe they're not in San Jose. Maybe they're not in, they're not local, and they can't come to your spot. What are suggestions you can give parents, in terms of how to vet their dojo, vet their instructors, their senseis? What are the questions they can ask, or what should they be doing, or what are some red flags maybe even that should tip them off right away? Probably not a good fit.
One thing is, like, how open-minded is your sensei? Is your sensei willing to reach out and find the right resources for your kid. And this, we're talking about a kid in like the competitive field, right? Mm-hmm. Like, no, Johnny can only train with me and only me, and I only know the right way. Well, Johnny hasn't been winning. Mm. So, like, what are you going to do, coach? How are we going to get Johnny to win? Is there someone in your area? Is there someone that you could reach out to that we could possibly work with as a team together? Mm-hmm. And because you're always going to be our sensei. This I'm like, this is like this is a script right now. Because this is how often it happens.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
But is your sensei willing to find the right resources to make your child better?
Got you.
And that's it. It's like network is net worth.